What's up, crypto kids, blockchain, profit seekers, my friends? Coming at you with a little bit of crypto income report. Take a look at the wider market and all these good platforms that we are getting involved with and making some money on or not. Traderschoice.net is where I'm at right now. Is Gregory Manarino's website. Just checking out the risk indicator. Just pop up into 206. And he's going on about some different risks currently in the debt market. Of course, Gregory Manarino, if you don't know, he believes that when the debt market finally implodes, right, dollar collapses, rubles takes off, new Bretton Woods, all that stuff, that the market capitalization of all crypto assets is going to balloon and go crazy, and all the money that is looking for places to go is going to run into commodities and into, gold, silver, peas, corn, this type of stuff, oil, and that they will be fleeing the stock markets basically and moving into crypto, moving into commodities. So that's his bet right now. That's what he believes, and the risk just went up to 206. This is not a crash indicator. It just represents risk in the everyday markets so that we know where we're at, right? And as we know, Bitcoin could go up or could go down, but either way, we know it's going to print more candles, right? All right, let's move on. Ripae has got some cool stuff going on. We're going to start there. Ripae is a tomb fork with some different twists involved, and they've been doing pretty good. They were super solid through the entire, crash through everything, and now they've starting to have a little bit of trouble with some things staying peg, or like 20% under peg, which is about the most that I have seen it. But they keep opening up new farms and new things to continually evolve this, and we got some really cool little updates today. This is risky as hell, man. These tomb forks, they're risky, right? So keep a close eye on it. I know people who will come in and every day they will buy up the share token of whatever peg it is, of whatever tomb fork it is, and they put it in the morning, and then at night they sell it all and repeat and rinse the cycle every single day. Pretty interesting way to go, but it stops you from, that you go to sleep and you wake up and the price is way, way different. It kind of puts a stop to that. Their share token, PAE, can be, you can move it across multiple different blockchains. It's very easy. They have the bridge basically right on board there on the platform, making it very cool. And what they basically do is they generally open up new farms as things move along to keep this thing closer to peg. I'll give you an example of that because we got this new. Well, let's check out the announcements just shortly. Right here, this just happened. Single staking Ripae tellers on Polygon activated. Rewards will start today at 14 UTC. Pre-stake PMatic and BMatic here. And I went and sold some Matic into PMatic, and I single staked that. Because generally, we get a couple weeks, right, of good printing where it's staying in peg. People are buying the bonds because the way that this whole thing works, different than other tomb forks, is the way that they do the bonds, right? So you come to the bonds, just like everything else, when it's underpriced, you buy the bonds, it burns one of the pegged tokens and gives you a bond. The difference between here and other places is there's stuff to do with your bonds, right? We have these tellers, this one right here, BAVAX, that is the bond token, right? So you burnt one of these PVAX to get these BAVAX, and the percentage APR in this one, in the B token, is always more than the P token. So it incentivizes people to come in and buy those bonds more than any other place I've seen. Also, having the PVAX or whatever it is, could be P Phantom, PMatic, all the different chains that they have available. They're right here. Burning that, every time you buy a BAVAX, it gives you, it burns a PAVAX, bringing this closer to peg. So therefore, you keep all this in. But having this PAVAX is a vital thing to do, right? It stops people from selling it. They have a place to put it and earn yield. And as we should all be doing, sell the damn share token, right? Okay, so like they said, they just got some new pulls on Matic. That would be this BAVAX and PAVAX. They haven't started printing yet, but I went ahead and parked into PAVAX so that I can be right there when the prints start. right? All right, let's move farther down the list. Ripae universe is expanding. This is pretty cool. In pursuit of our mission to unlock universal cross-chain economy for our users, we're excited to share what we have developed in an all-in-one Ripae dashboard. Place to see and compare all earnings opportunities across the supported chains. I think this is really cool. It makes it a little bit more like Polaris, where Polaris has got like, except for Polaris is all on one chain, right? They're on Near, but here they're actually developed on each and every chain. I think that type of development is a lot more interesting and a lot cooler because you're native with each platform. So let's go take a look at that. See that this little dashboard? That's what we have, and it says, who is ready for some chain expansion? Nice, nice, nice. So they got some new things in the Matic, and we also got this dashboard. Let's go take a look at that dashboard really quick. It's pretty slick. It looks like this, and you get to it by clicking right here, this new dashboard feature down on the bottom. We didn't have that before, and it gives you an up-to-date, aerial view of everything that's going on all the different chains we're on, right? We're on Solid, we're on Matic, we're on BNB, we're on AVAX and Phantom, and the age in the platforms is exactly as you see it. They started here, and this is the last one down here. Current PAE price is $12, about as cheap as it been. Could go down farther, certainly could. Look at all these partnerships they got down here with BuySwap, QuickSwap, Solidly, Multichain, Audited. Pretty cool. Hope they get an Aegis audit for their next stuff. So you can see right here everything that's going on. See this little pause button? That means that it's right there. Just with that pause button, you know that it's under peg, not above peg, right? Anywhere there's a pause button, under peg. You see that little printer button? It means that we are below peg, and it is printing. That's 1.01. So you can take your PAE out of these ones, sell it, move it back into stuff, or leave it parked there and wait for those big prints to happen. Because when they do finally hit, in the boardrooms, they're huge. You get that first print of that 2,220. That's beautiful. 3,508, big places where with big rewards if it ever hits. Got to come back to peg. Other than that, you could easily just take your PAE, use the bridge right here on board, click on the bridge and bridge your PAE over to whatever chain is still printing. And right here you can see what that is. You can also see all of the different APRs and what they are currently. Single staking PMatic 244, not printing currently, but about to start. 178 at BNB, not bad. And the peg is pretty low here. It's like 0.8. Now this is the lowest we've ever seen these pegs. These, the market's had a pretty rough night, had a pretty rough couple days, and this is the farthest we've ever seen the peg. 20% below. I've not seen it ever below 0.7, below 0.8. So to see 0.79, brutal, right? So know that can either be the greatest time to come in and rake in stinking ass rewards, or you could be catching the falling knife going down. This isn't financial advice. This is a solid team. They keep building. They keep coming up with new innovation. They do have plans, the way that they do the the tellers, where they come in with these two pools first, then they bring in these two pools later on, and they do have some good stuff that way. We'll see how long this lasts, how long this can go, but all this is extremely experimental, but massive gains to be made from a super solid team. Lots of risk involved. Anyway, moving on from there. And next up, we're stopping at Avarice. Avarice, one of the best teams in crypto. If you guys have seen these guys as AMAs, they are super on point, and they're doing them all the time. Here's one on the 23rd, another AMA a few days before that. Super busy, super regularly going on. We've seen some different forks jump out. We even seen Rex come back. So all of that, to me, is wind in the sails of Avarice. You will see a bunch of people who jump into the forks and jump into the things, but when a fork pops off overnight, do you really think they've been developing that for some super long time? I mean, we know that other platforms like this, like Venturi, tanks because it didn't have enough support, enough people. Avarice has a lot of people, has a lot of support, still has regular BNB, and the way that they've taken the BNB and spread it out over the auctions for multiple days, it makes it to where there's huge opportunity here that people are sleeping on and they probably don't even know about, right? So picture this. Someone comes in, they drop in a whole bunch of BNB, say 400 BNB over 10 days, right? Because that's generally what happens. People will spread out and DCA in, but generally large lumps, because people see it's less today, I'm going to put in a huge amount. What's really interesting is every day that this goes on, up to 60 days, so we're already there, each amount that you put in, say you put in 5 BNB, that 5 BNB is spread out over 60 days and paid over the next 60 days. You put in 100 BNB, it's spread over 60 days and paid out for the next 60 days. So you have all these tokens near the front, like front loaded, gathering up that BNB, but that BNB is spread out evenly, right? Sure, there's more tokens in the system, but you have a chance to come in and seriously grab yourself up some BNB for a lot cheaper than what other people were able to get it for, right? So here's Avarice. Here's what I've been putting in. I started out with 0.01 and just kind of, put in 0.06 was my most, half a BB there, half there, and then I dropped down to 0.02. And if you look at what I'm collecting basically the same amount, right? For 0.4, 500 tokens. For 0.2, 600 tokens. Going down even farther, for 0.1, 800 tokens. So there's more and more tokens into the system, and so there's less and less BNB that comes here, and the system gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and per capita, percentage-wise, you're getting a little bit less and less as more and more tokens are put into the system, right? But we know that BNB is spread out over many days. So like on this day here, where I'm getting like 0.1, I'm getting 1,000 tokens for 0.1. Down here, it was 0.6 for 1,000 tokens, 0.5 for 1,000 tokens, 0.5 for 1,000 tokens. Now 0.1, we're not that many days away, right? So if someone had come in and missed all these days down here, who cares, right? Because that BB was spread out over a long period of time. You're getting way more tokens. This thing's still easily pumping out 1 to 3% a day on every single thing I put in here. I'm just happy with that. So I did 0.1 for a long time. For what, 1, 2, 3, 4 days. I was working that day, doing some business. And then now I'm going to put in 0.05 for a while and see what I get, You never know. I imagine I'll probably get 500 tokens for this. And if I could keep getting that and keep staking those, I got these all dropping off. You guys know I did like a lot of MMA in the past, a lot of college wrestling and all that. And I got, kind of spent a little too much time in the gym, and I need to go get some stem cells. So I'm going to go get some stem cell therapy to help fix some terrible damage I've done to my body. And that's what I'm setting all this up for. It's good to have a goal. It's good to have something, right? I want to buy a car. I want to put a down payment in a house or whatever, right? It's good to have a goal. My goal here for Avarice is to get Avarice to get me those stem cell shots. So repair some of this damage so I can hurt some more people. I'm kidding with that last part. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm just loading in here. I got all these coming out, 30, 60 something days. Let's head over to staking. And you could come and like see what you put in per day, come back over the staking, see what it is. And I've just got all my stakes in there coming out in about 30, 60, 40 days, something like that. And I just every day just load that stake in there because I want to grab as much BNB as I can. And like I said, it's been pumping out. It's still 2% minimum, so I'm liking that a lot. Releases all in one bunch. You still have all your tokens when the whole thing's done, so you can restake them. Obviously, you'll be dramatically diluted when that happens. Let me hit the refresh and see if that pulls up my stakes. Yeah, so here I got my stakes, and as you can see, I got them out 83. Day 83 is my longest day out there, but yeah, I just got them sitting in here collecting some divs. I haven't even collected a single one yet. Not one has ended. My first one to end will end on day 48 is my first day, and so 20 something days left. Lots of BNB to collect. So far I have only collected 1.98, almost 2 BNBs. Haven't taken any of it. That will come when you when your stakes mature and you collect them and then restake all your stuff. Grab some more, right? Love this platform. Love the idea. I think it would have been a better idea if the only thing I would have changed about this is when you collect your stakes, I would have made half of the tokens burn. maybe 3/4 of them burn. Just add in a little more gameplay and not dilute the supply so much. But that's just me. Avarice has been fantastic. This is one of the probably best damn dApp of the year, man. It's killing it. All right, moving on. Next up over here at Dex Finance. Dex Finance is really not near as complicated as everyone tries to make it seem. If you are familiar with Tomb Forks and you know how Tomb Fork works, this should not be that complex to you, right? You can really kind of understand it by going over to farms, right? And then understand that this regulation is single staking. There you go. And you get, it doesn't pay out in the shared token, but this thing has been fantastic. The APRs are kind of going down. I expect those to continue to go down as the TVL increases, but these guys have enough funds in their war chest to back up the token 1-to-1. So we're good to go there. As you can see, we're at $1.45 here. This is pegged to $1. So there's quite a bit of a permanent loss here to be made, right? But I've never seen this thing down below like $1.30. So, you know, as long as you compound back in a tiny bit, like the tiniest bit ever, it seems like you're going to be okay here. There is, you know, it's in financial advice or anything. There's risks in all things, but this has been probably the greatest and most well thought out long-term tomb fork ideas that we've seen. And it's pretty damn freaking awesome, right? We'll go to the farms. So what you do, I'm going to assume you all know what an LP is, or you probably wouldn't be even watching this channel, right? So you create your LP here with US DEX, USDC, obviously $1, US DEX, right now $1.45. It goes up and down from there. You could try to catch this thing when it's down at like $1.40 or something like that, maybe. And, you know, in a couple weeks, this will all be different. None of this information is going to be, you know, up to date, right? Right now, this APR, this is the lowest it's been. This was cranking out like 2% a day just not long ago, but still 481. And we've had quite an increase. This was at 8 million just in the farms the other day. So now we're up here at 10 million. So that's why the APRs have gone down a little bit, but it does provide more stability for the platform because they got more money to deal with. They got more money in their war chest. They got more things going on, more solid, but the APRs go down a little bit. So as the risk goes down a little bit, so do the APRs. But this thing, the way it's done is neat. They do not shell the US DEX for your emissions, and they've taken out the ability for everyone else to do that. They automatically just do it, right? You can get into like different automated strategies here. Obviously, I don't do that. I prefer to do it myself. I come in, I paired up some US DEX with some USDC. I got 1,500 in there, not much. And then over here, you take your DEX share, which is pumped out of here. You can either take that DEX share, pair it up with BNB and earn this 481, or you don't even have to do that. You could just come over here and single stake. So here you single stake your DEX share. It's earning 1.3% a day. It was at 1.4 yesterday, 1.4 something the day before. It was at 1.6 last week. So probably going to go down a little bit as some more money comes in here. This was at 2 million just the other day. We're at 3 million. So now you can see why that went down a little bit. Again, as TVL goes up, APR goes down. So this one pays out, and you take your DEX share that you earn from there and stake it here single-sided without pairing it up at all for 1.3% a day. You can earn a little bit more by pairing it up and sticking it in that farm we were just looking at. From there, you have your DEX share right here. It pays you take your DEX share, you put it in here, it starts pumping it out DEX ETF. From there, with the DEX ETF, you could do all sorts of stuff. Of course, you could just share your DEX share token. They don't want you to, but you could. All that really matters is that you don't sell that US DEX token, right? Because that's the one that's keeping us all pegged and keeping us all paid. Don't do that. Don't be a dick. Come in and play the system right. Either sell the share or sell the DEX ETF. What's cool about the DEX ETF is once you start collecting this, right? And so I got all my funds over there paying out DEX share. I take my DEX share, I put it in here, and I earn my DEX ETF here. There's different things you could do with that DEX ETF. But we come over here, come down here to the DEX ETF section, and you can cash out in all sorts of different assets, whatever you want. See these assets here? Anything you want to cash out in, you can. You want to get back into US DEX? Buy some US DEX. They should actually make this have an LP section, right? Where you could cash out in the US DEX LPs. Maybe they'll do that later, but right now you could cash out in ADA, ETH, Cake, BUSD, Bitcoin, Wrapped, BNB. Anyway, this is one of the best tomb forks I've ever seen. I love it. Steady printer. And is it going to last forever? Hell if I know. Hopefully. It'll be great, right? Anyway, I got a lot more coming your way. There's so many different platforms I want to talk about and so much different stuff going on and market conditions and bits gap and bots and trading. And I'll try to keep it coming your way. It's been a busy ass summer, that's for sure. And it's only getting ramped up. All right. I love you guys. This guy cares about you. Keep your heads up. Stay safe out there. Don't get wrecked. Stay out of the freaking negativity. And join my Furio team. Catch you guys on the next one. And I'm out.